Hello, it is Charlie. Could you please let me into Limbo? I have decided to I'm reformed, but I am coming to knock on your door and please let me in. But I am going to meditate and say I'm reformed.
Y'all.
This was so weird.
It's so weird. Those abs are not reformed. God, his body's amazing.
But like he's so full of it too.
Oh,
It's like I decided after much reflection that I needed to go to Limbo to decide that I needed to figure out myself out. I had been an Fboy in the past.
no, they told him if you decide
Your
to leave,
contract is voided.
yeah, and we're not paying you.
Yeah.
That's what they said.
You don't even
y'all.
get your McDonald's dollars.
What McDonald's here?
Oh no,
Yo.
I want to McDonald's.
Charlie is gross. He's that guy that's gonna talk about himself when he fucks you. Like, oh, do you like that dick? Do you like that big-headed dick? Do you
Okay,
like that?
that's kinda hot.
Oh wow. Okay.
Do you like my dick? Do you
Okay.
like this dick?
Wow.
Do you want a piece of this dick?
I'm not doing another show with you tomorrow if you don't get laid. It's just not happening.
But he
Y'all,
says
it's
I am reformed.
Y'all, it's Fboy Island, season 1, episode 3, Sex, Lies, and Selfies.
And selfies.
And selfies.
Y'all,
Even though they're not selfies.
even
or whatever.
that Nikki points out.
Yeah, they do.
Y'all, we're at Limbro, and everyone's like, "Oh, I want to point out something. You might have not noticed this. I don't know if anybody else did. Just me being particular. Did you notice that in Peter and a lot of other people, and some of the women say this, he's a F boy instead of saying an F boy. He's a F boy because the word you would, since F begins with the solidification of F actually begins with EFF, so you would put an instead of a. He's a F boy. I'm just saying it sounds wrong to me every time they do it. And sometimes the women slip and say, he's an F boy instead of he's an F boy. Saying grammar's your friend.
Who gives a shit when we're looking at these guys' abs?
Weirdly, though, if you say the actual word, it's he's a fuck boy.
We have to
English,
move on.
y'all.
This was a minute of my life I'm not getting back.
Someone noticed it, but you think now you'll notice it. He's a F boy, which just sounds wrong.
Well, so y'all, Sarah says
You could not care less.
Not at all. Nakia says, so what are you doing? Sarah says, well, I'm writing down in my journal what I think about the guy. And she said, first thing, I think Garrett's a nice guy.
I wrote down, seriously?
I wrote, you're an idiot. Like, he's the most F-boy out there. Like, like of anyone, the most F-boy you could get.
Oh, you're sorry. So the next thing is they're talking about people and other people, and she says, "I think Colin's an F boy," and Niki's like, "Really?" It's kind of like at this point, I'm just like, Nakia is that girl in her friend group who goes, oh my God, yo, I just met this guy at the club when they're at the club. I just met this guy and he was like talking about his mom, like in this conversation. I just know we're meant to be together. And the one other girl goes, bitch, I just made out with him in the bathroom.
Yeah.
She's like, no.
That's actually happened to Jake and I. And guess what? Jake was the one that made out with him in the bathroom.
I was that girl who told you that.
Yeah.
She's kind of hopeless as we're seeing. Sarah seems like she's learning a little bit. CJ is infinitely watchable. I love everything she does.
CJ is wise at this, y'all.
Yeah.
She knows how to do this.
Then they're talking about Jared, and they're like, I think he's a nice guy, but he's like muscly and blah, blah, blah. Again, I just think that their pickers, both these women's pickers are off what they think an F-boy is. And I think CJ gets it a little more.
Yeah, she gets it way more. And
yeah.
So the guys, meanwhile, are Jared and Josh and Chris, they're kind of playing
such basic
cornhole.
Names.
Jared wears those shorts that always bunch up where you can see his junk.
Yeah, I think that's part of the allure.
I'm into, I'm really into men's junk, but I don't like those shorts.
I agree. They're not sexy to me.
I don't mind. I like short shorts. Like I love a good pair of Chubby's brand shorts. I love them. But
we are not sponsors.
Oh, please. You want to talk about a Peloton again? But I'm just saying, I enjoy those type of shorts, but I have some, but they don't like ride up where you can just see my ball sack.
These are more than Chubby's. These are very tiny. And he does wear that.
He does very tight. So Josh is like, Josh is saying, I'm not telling Chris anything. Josh is thinking Chris is the mole.
Right. Jared thinks it too.
And then Jared's not smart, y'all. Because he said, I'm going to start feeding you disinformation and see if it comes back. And I went, don't tell him that. And it's also not disinformation. It would be misinformation.
I think there is a disinformation.
Disinformation?
Yeah, a disinformation campaign. Yeah, I think. We can look it up. Yeah.
I won't.
I can't believe I'm defending someone's malapropism to you. But I like it how Chris completely denies all this with a straight face. What a great liar, you guys.
You are so attracted to him.
Yes, I am. I think he's a real piece of shit, though, at the end of the day. Yeah. So Chris says, no one's safe when I'm the Godfather. And what is that the Godfather thing?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Keep singing it. No, it's
same thing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you really didn't. I would love for you, like in front of a movie person, to say, the Godfather theme, and they're like, "Say again." It's so frustrating being me, y'all. So, back at Limbro, Charlie is still meditating and trying not to be an Fboy and saying namaste. But Nikki and the guys and y'all, this is gonna be fun. We're having a photography thing, but she's like, we'll see how your selfie game is. Which, since you're not taking it, it's actually photography. But who cares?
Who cares? And they all have to pick. They all pick which guys. They don't go through them all, but kind of the first guys we notice that they pick is Nakia. Of course, picks Colin. Sarah picks Garrett.
God, these women.
CJ picks Casey. And as CJ says, she's like, he's my day one. I will say, Cameron, the hot exotic dancer, got picked last. And y'all, come on.
It's because he's your type, not these women's types.
Ooh.
I want to say that I think this challenge is part of the problem for these women, because they want someone, like even Nakia says, this is going to see just communication during a photo shoot, but it also says who looks good as a couple.
I think they've
chosen people.
I think it's perfect because they're all fucking influencers and they just want to be influencers, and they're literally seeing how they'll look as influencers.
I know, but I'm thinking that
you don't think Emily and Cam from Too Hot to Handle were going, oh my God, we're going to look great together?
No, I
Instagram.
Totally agree, but I'm saying the point of the show is not to pick, because you're going to look great with an Fboy.
Yeah, I think we're looking at this unrealistically in the new dating in this age for people that look like this. But they're always going to.
Guess.
I think it's almost I think you're thinking like a normal person, because I agree with you. I was actually, a comment I wrote was, do you ever think about how you're going to look with a person? I never think about that when I was dating people.
I don't.
I think that's a very weird thing to think about. Like, what are we going to look like in pictures and shit like that?
Well, I think that's a common thing now, though.
But I think that's the new normal of the grossness of dating.
But I was going to say, though, you're going to choose an Fboy who looks really good in pictures.
Yeah.
So it's
however
contradictory.
They're all gorgeous here.
I get that. So they are.
And so y'all, they're about to choose they choose their guys, but wait a minute.
We got 3 new pieces of man meat on the horizon. Y'all ready for this?
Y'all ready for a dick?
So 3 new guys, and this is another reason that Nakia is hopeless, y'all. because this guy walks in the mud. He is literally just like strutting like a peacock, walking up there. She's like, I love how he's so confident. He's so fine. She's like, hopefully he's not an F-boy. He might as well have a tattoo of F-boy on his face.
Y'all, she's
helpless.
She is. I looked at his dick and I got VD. Just in its pants.
So we meet, that's new Jared. We also meet
Jared.
Welcome.
You're welcome, Poodle.
Welcome.
Thank you.
No, we welcome. We welcome.
Thank
welcome.
You. Yeah.
Welcome.
That's so sweet. Thank you.
No, his name is Welcome.
What? No. Oh, thank you. You're welcome.
We meet. This is bits old. So we meet Welcome. That's his fucking name.
That's our version of Who's on First. Abbott and Costello could do it for 15 minutes. We lasted 30 seconds.
Yeah. I need to say that Welcome doesn't look like the rest. He's got a really cute face, but his body is kind of like a normal, like skinny, straight guy body. Y'all, somebody got COVID, and Welcome is a PA.
Maybe, but Welcome, bless his heart. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it. That name is stupid. That's a stupid name.
I'm almost certain that Welcome is a PA, and then he's now a part of the show. That one of their three men got COVID or tested positive, and hence, Welcome, who's usually in charge of lunch orders.
Y'all, he's not buff. He doesn't have a big muscly body. No. But when you look at him, though, when he does talk, his face is gorgeous.
Hot. He's hot.
I actually think, I don't agree with you. I think he has a model body. Like, that's what models in fashion look like now.
I agree. None of these guys who are beefier, almost everyone is. Well, although Casey is thin.
Yeah.
But Welcome is thin. He's
and
just like
the guy that almost got voted off this week. He's thin. What's his name?
Mark.
Peter. Is it Peter?
No, that's the guy who got off first.
What are their names? What is his name? No, they
almost got voted off.
Let's
not talk about what happens at the end.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's
God,
yeah. Oh
that's
wow.
That's not really how narrative structure works.
That's true. Kevin.
Oh yeah. Again, not how narrative structure works. But let's keep going. Then we have Jomar. And this honestly felt like we're just putting a J at the beginning of people's names now.
it didn't make
Jared
sense.
and Jomar.
Y'all, doesn't matter because it's gargantuan.
It's huge, and he is hot.
He is hot. He's funny. Where's he from, Poodle?
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
Your lovely island.
Land of the big male enchantment. Always I'm look at his dong. Always his penis is growing.
You almost had it. Something about something growing or owing or something. I don't know.
That's West Side Story for you.
I want his dick to be in my asshole now. I want his dick to be in my asshole now.
Everything's loose in my asshole now. I want his dick in my asshole now.
All right, let's move on.
Wow.
It's the same jokes, y'all. Sorry. It's so awful. We ruined West Side Story. That's a shame.
We did.
Okay. So the ladies choose one of them. She's with a fresh boy. And so Nakia, of course, chooses new Jared. New Jared, and as opposed to Jared Classic.
Oh, they call him OG. New Jared and OG Jared.
And Sarah chooses Welcome because he looks like he might be more reserved and interesting. And CJ chooses Jomar.
And she runs up to him and jumps on him.
I keep thinking about like that Saturday Night Live sketch of Jimmy Fallon and Rachel Dratch and doing "No ma," like "No ma Garcia para." You know when they were kids, they were Boston kids. You don't know.
No, I don't.
But I say Jomar. We're gonna move on.
We're gonna move on.
I love it how we have no common cultural
But now-
touchdowns from the early
it's true.
2000s.
Yes, we
What
don't.
were you doing? What were you doing in the early 2000s?
You know, I was in college. I know you were out, but I was in school.
I was in college. I just watched television and participated in society.
I thought you were a professor by then.
No. You're 18 months younger than I am. Remember?
Sorry, sound went out. Kind of crackly.
So, of course, CJ is picking Casey first because we know that's going to happen.
Y'all, she just wraps her legs around him and just makes out in front of all of them.
Y'all, they have a lot of chemistry, and it's fucking with CJ's head.
It's fucking with CJ's head, but she also did that because it's fucking with all the other guys. Yep. They're like, fuck.
So Garrett is Sarah's choice, and they do look good. They look like an ad.
They do. They look good together.
And, of course, Nakia and Colin. And
they didn't look good together.
And did you hear the photographer say, kiss him? I'm like, that's not appropriate.
And Nakia said, well, I'm sure the producer said, say kiss him.
I didn't like it.
That could have been a PA. And Nakia was like, no, not right now. And so Jared's with Nakia.
You know what? I'll just say this. It's mixed messages for a show that they're on. It's extremely mixed messages with giving women the power. And I felt it being a really messy part of the show that just like, oh, that's gross.
I didn't like that.
Yeah.
CJ and Jamar looked really good. Or Jomar. Sorry.
We just had a discussion about the name. You didn't listen. It's fine.
CJ Jomar, she was like, and they did look like a romance novel. I think there was nobody, that's basically it.
There was one thing with Chris, the photographer was with Sarah, and the photographer said, okay, look at her and not me. And that just tells you everything you need to know about Chris.
Everything you need to know. That's true. Good catch, Poodle.
I'm not sure why he is there. I think he's there just to be on TV. He's not there. I don't even think he's really playing the love game.
It is weird because if it's a fuckboy, he should try to entice someone.
Yeah.
Because he's not stupid. He knows that CJ is going to keep him around until the end, but that she's not going to pick him.
I think he's just there because he wants to be a reality TV villain.
Maybe, possibly.
I think he's a shitty person, though, y'all.
It's almost like he was hired by production to do this.
Yeah, that's what it feels like to me, too. You almost ask why. He's the only person among any of the guys who I just don't believe. And now, especially because it feels like someone who knows too much of the game.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just I don't like it.
Kind of reminds me of you if you were on a show. To be honest.
Maybe. Oh, y'all, I'd get in there and fuck up Big Brother. Oh, I'm watching now, and
I want you to audition really badly.
Oh, I'd get in there and fuck that shit up.
I think now they would put you on because we're not famous, but we just have like a little bit of a following.
Yeah.
So I think they would want you to put you on.
It's a good idea.
I'm all for it.
I would definitely say, though, I was, what would I say my job was? I would lie and say that I was like a systems analyst what would I say?
Why not say you're a podcaster?
Because you're never want to be who you really are. You want to change. You want to create. You want to be non-threatening.
Oh, say you're a medical transcriptionist.
Or a podcaster, maybe less threatening to people.
Because
I don't think they'd let me
transcription. They have to be smart, but it's
I don't
like
think they'd let
totally
me
different.
do that because that would be saying I'm in entertainment. And y'all, here's the spoiler alert for people who want to be. They can't say I'm an influencer. No one wants to watch a show about an influencer.
Then you just say you're a voice teacher.
That's what I would say. Yeah,
or
which is true.
Or actually. So you could say you're a pianist.
Yeah, or musician. I'd say because that means they would think I was dumb. Because that's what you want to be. And then you win all the challenges. Yeah,
not the physical ones.
No. Well, I don't know. You know how competitive I am.
I mean, you're scrappy, but you would definitely have to really we would have to hit like a boot camp or two, and you would make me do it with you to motivate you, and I would hate it.
Yep.
And then if you won, you would give me none of the money.
No, definitely not. Absolutely not. You did nothing.
You're paying for my boot camp.
Maybe. You know what? I really should audition.
Yes.
Yep. I think I would get the isolation would bother me a little bit, but we'll see. I would either go to the end or they'd smell the bitchery of me and they'd vote me out number one.
Yeah.
The Frenchie who was kind of like this season, the brain who was thinking came out so hot of like making decisions. And I was like, this is a terrible game. It was one of the worst games. Anyway, so old Jared and new Jared are already fighting with one another. And new Jared is kind of like, he sees like the biggest guy, and it's like in prison. You go up to the biggest guy and shiv him on the first day. So you're now the biggest guy. Not that I know anything about living in prison,
but
I've heard
some. I'm going to say this again, and look, I feel weird. I feel a little weird speculating, like we've mentioned it before, but I just feel like I think Jared feels threatened by the masculinity of OG Jared, and it's almost like Jared has to prove
which
that.
one. I'm unclear about who you're saying.
I feel like OG Jared needs to prove a masculinity thing.
Yeah,
and I don't know if that's an underlying issue.
Yeah, because you thought he might be a little
gay.
Yeah, I could see it,
and so this kind of helped corroborate that a little bit.
Yeah.
When I was like,
I think, but new Jared's just a fucking asshole.
He is, but none of the other guys have a problem with him. They're just letting him be an asshole.
That's true.
Because if you're playing the game on the show, you're like, oh, this guy's clearly fuckboy. Yeah. I'm gonna play. If I'm a nice guy, I'm gonna play the good game. But OG Jared can't do that because he's got to bow up.
That's a good point.
And so I'm like, why
there
do you
can
have to
only
do that?
be one Jared. Fight to the death.
Meanwhile, we are off.
That was the Star Trek music.
We are off the rails.
Know that.
Meanwhile, the guys in Limbro are trying to break coconuts while
green coconuts, which tastes terrible. Sure,
terrible. So, y'all, it's the party that night. I have to say, for once, all three of the women look gorgeous.
I totally agree with you.
They look gorgeous, gorgeous.
They changed their stylist.
It's great. They look fantastic.
Rags, the beach rags they were wearing.
Yes, and immediately OG Jared goes up to Nakia. He's like, "I want to talk to you."
Yeah,
and he's like, what? And he's like, well, I just feel like if I'm going to say something, I got to hold it in.
It's all about new Jared. She's
like,
bad move.
Okay. And then new Jared pulls a boss move and walks right up to his head. Excuse me, if you don't mind, can I talk to you?
Can I steal you for a second?
And he's just a little intimidated by me, so I know he's just kind of. And Nakia's like, what the hell is going on? I do not like this.
But she allows it to happen. She goes with new Jared, and she's like, I don't know. He's so hot. He's so confident, but he could be an F-boy. I was like,
and and she said, it seems like he's really fighting for me. I'm like, he just met you 4 minutes ago.
He's also doing it to gimme all the other guys. It has nothing to do with you, honey.
No, girl. No.
She really is the most clueless.
She is.
I blame her friend group. They're not good friends to her.
I agree. She needs friends like CJ.
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck.
I bet CJ is that girl that has the girls she's really good friends with. They keep it real, but she probably pisses a lot of our girlfriends off because she tells them like, yeah, honey, you're worth more than this. Stop.
I don't think they've really leveled. I see one point where both Sarah and CJ level with Nakia and say, girl, your picker's bad. You're attracted to fuckboys. You need to know your worth more than this. I hope that happens.
I hope that happens too.
So CJ is talking to Jomar, and he's talking in circles as normal, as people who are new on reality shows do. And he finds out he's never been in a relationship.
He says, "I've never."
Lights go off.
CJ just goes, "No."
Because she actually was enjoying meeting him, but she has a list of things. He's a fuckboy.
You think he's a fuckboy?
Yeah.
So, of the 3 guys, do you think any of them were nice guys?
Welcome.
Welcome.
Joe Mar's on the fence for me.
Joe Mar is on the fence. I need to know more about, but yeah, I feel like Welcome probably, but yeah, possibly.
Maybe new Jared.
Maybe because that says
not new Jared at all, y'all. Come on.
Because Sarah and Welcome actually kind of they talk about what kind of dater they are.
This was a nice conversation.
And Welcome is like, I like people who are straight to me and to the point. And they're having a good conversation. Then all of a sudden, Garrett walks up. He's like, can I just snag her for a little bit? And Welcome's like, yeah, that shows that he's intimidated by me.
Which is true.
It's very true.
He was already playing down Welcome earlier.
Y'all,
that's what these fuckboys do.
It was. What happens next is so horrible.
I know.
It's so gross. And it's
this
mastery.
Was appalling. This was
mastery.
Absolutely appalling. I'll let you talk and I will add.
Okay. Garrett sits down there and he says, Sarah, you know what, Poodle? I think it's time. I think, y'all, it's time for an Fboy theater. I'll be playing the role of Garrett. I feel like, Poodle, you want to play Sarah?
I can.
Okay. And action. Hey, can I sit here?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Oops, sorry, that's just a little human growth hormone. Sorry, I proteined up later. Anyway.
That's gross, but it's kind of hot.
Okay, so
I like it when people are real.
I try to be so real, babe.
I know. I really like that about you.
Real. You're
like a normal, nice guy.
Oh my God, you're so gorgeous. I just love your tits. I mean, your lips.
Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. You're so sweet.
I was here last night sitting and thinking about other women. I mean, you. And I thought, and I'm like, nah, bro, you got to stop. And then I was like, nah. And then I sang that Clarissa Explains It All theme because my mom really liked that show. But
I don't know. That's like my grandmother's age.
Okay, yeah. So anyway, then I thought, you only met this person once, dude. You got to stop thinking about it. You've got to stop thinking about it.
I felt it too. Oh my God. It's so amazing you say that.
Really? Is there... I'm just like, is there anything, I got to worry about or anything with you?
No. I just want us to meet each other and like explore each other.
I got to admit, I like her. I got to admit.
Oh my God. This is like a movie. Oh my God, this is happening. I can't believe this is happening.
Stop talking. Just kiss me. And scene.
Now, y'all. This was a straight up. I was speechless.
Yes,
I was absolutely speechless. Number one, this guy's got unbelievable game. He's from hell, absolutely from hell. That someone can do this. He's a great actor. I believed everything he was saying.
I even believed when he says in the moment, he's like, I can't help it, but I like her. And I went, wait a minute, is he? No,
I don't. This is where the show got a little meta for me. Where what if the storyline is that Garrett is redeemed by Sarah?
Well, I think that's part of what they hope with some of these fuckboys are going to fall in or love with these women and kind of reform.
But y'all, he was feeding her this psychological manipulation shit. It was chef's kiss, evil genius.
And especially,
it was nuts.
Especially when you know what happens at the end. Again, y'all, if you haven't, I've been saying this a lot lately because we've been watching good shows. It is worth buying HBO for a month and watching this episode. Because what happened at the end was gobsmacking.
So the next thing is CJ and Casey are talking, and this is part of her game. She's like, so good to see you. She's like, I know we don't get to talk. And he's like, I feel like you're a fixer-upper. And he's like, what's that mean?
She's like, she's like, I'm just concerned, that you're an F-boy, but I don't have the time right now to fix you.
I don't have the time to have to do the renovations.
I love her. I
Me
love the
too.
way she talks to people. It's so authentic.
It is so interesting because the first show we were kind of like, is this girl for real? Like we didn't.
Yeah.
Now I think she's definitely my favorite person on the show.
She's a star. She's a reality star.
So she's like, I don't know. She's like, he's my day one, and something. She's like, maybe he can be salvaged. And she's like that. I'm on a diet, but he's like a snack. And of course, they can't keep their hands off each other, so they make out again because they have ridiculous chemistry. I will say, I'm leaning toward F-boy for him. I do not want him to be.
I didn't. I'm gonna hold out and say I'm gonna hold out to believe. I want to believe he's a nice guy.
He is the biggest flip flop to me, where I can go one way, and today I'm feeling like he's an F-boy.
He is the reason why we get invested in the show because that's what they producers want. They want these guys who you're like, but wait, are they or aren't they?
Don't really care about anybody else. I don't really care because I don't care about Garrett because I know he's an F-boy.
I do care about Sarah now. After I'm very interested to see.
I'm talking about the guys. I was talking about the guys.
Yeah.
I
care about Cameron.
Yeah, but that's only because you want his penis.
I care about his dick in my ass, y'all. Yeah. On that note, let's take a commercial and we'll be right back.
Bros. And we're back. So now we go to our favorite couple, Nakia and Colin, aka the fly and the spider.
Yeah,
she's just wiggling in that web, y'all. Flipping her wings, going, "Oh God, what am I going to do now?"
Colin talked. He's like, I asked for that kiss and you said no. She's like, I did like this line. She said, I didn't reject you. I redirected you.
Yeah. And I liked it when she said, I used to think that if a guy wanted to kiss you, you would just have to kiss him. She's like, now I can, know that doesn't have to be the case. I wish she would take some of that empowerment that she's getting in the moments and actually apply it to her life.
Well, I wonder if it's her comments of her in the moments are very much, they feel very much a hindsight.
Yeah,
looking back.
I agree with you. It's a shame because we want these women to be powerful women, and maybe that's our issue that we're kind of expecting so much. It's kind of like we have to be the best gay person, or a black person on TV has to be the best black person, or the best Latino woman. But I have so much hope for them, and it's when Nakia falls, it just breaks my heart, and I want to shake her and say, "Wake up!" That's why I'm saying her friend group deserves the blame here. They're not good friends to her.
I agree.
So Nakia, if you're listening, you probably aren't. Get some new friends, because new friends would help you decide some of your choices might not be the best, or maybe she does have a good friend. She doesn't listen to them. That happens too.
Wouldn't know about that.
Exactly. So he is saying, he's like, I guess I need to step up my game with you. Blah, blah, blah. Again, he gives the plot away. Step up my game. I know that's an expression, but y'all, he's a fuckboy. This guy is, if he comes out with being a nice guy, he's a shitty nice guy.
He's a shitty nice
version
guy.
of it. He's, God, his treatment from the first episode of this show has made me probably the most annoying thing about this show. Because all the others kind of either get with the eye of the camera, we kind of get a little bit, they're shitty people. There's this kind of let's wait and see on Colin, even though he's done nothing redeemable.
Maybe he's a nice guy.
No, that's not the storytelling we've been told.
Maybe they got you, because this show is changing rules. So real quick, the OG Jared said he had a conversation. He said,
with little Jared, now we're going to call one another.
Yeah, he said, I'm going to call little Jared, and this will be good. And then y'all, this turns into
The library is open.
That's what y'all, they're just reading one another.
Reading one another.
Y'all, little Jared is a vicious queen.
I know she is.
I mean, y'all.
She's snatching OG Jared's wig.
OG is like basically saying, do you feel like you disrespected me? And little Jared's like, you're being hostile to me. And besides, look at your pants. Look at
your pants are so tight. You need to buy another shirt.
You don't need to buy it. Grow in your shirt. And then at one point, OG
your
Jared
hair's nappy.
He said, you're just a goober. And little Jared's like, no,
you're a goober.
You're a goober. And I'm like, are we going to start calling each other butt heads in a little bit?
It was so dumb.
And then it ended with shut the fuck up. And Nakia comes over and she's like, you guys, relax. And OG Jared just says, and again,
it's almost like he started it.
He started it and he said, you're a deckhead. And I went, you said that so gay. Y'all, that's exactly the way he said it. And I was like, if you can't say the word dick without sounding gay, that's because every time you say the word dick,
it pops in your mouth.
Yeah, you're like, dick.
Yeah, when gay men say the word dick, there's always a little bit too much saliva in it because they're thinking about it.
Yeah. It's like when you smell a Whopper, your mouth gets a little wet. Ooh, now I want a Whopper.
Dog.
Yeah. Ding, ding, ding.
When I say the word dick, my mouth waters.
It's not a bell, it's a dong.
And yes, if you're a new listener, the show's about dicks.
The show's about dicks.
So then Nakia is talking to old Jared, and
didn't OG Jared say did he say he's emulating my character?
He's emulating. Yeah. Or he's emulating something.
Is he correct in that term?
He used the word well, but he's not saying something. He said he's maligning his character. But I don't think he used emulate the right way though. I think you're right. So then he kind of starts to mansplain what's happening to her. And she's like, look, I don't care what's happening with your petty drama. And
stop it.
Yeah. So, and he's like, try your best, and then let's see.
So we'll see, y'all. It's next day. It's elimination day, and they kind of have this conversation. Nikki Glazer, she's
like a slumber party. Who do you like? Who do you like, girl?
She's like, who do you like? And Nikki's like, did you kiss yet? She's like, no.
Did she really get pinned?
Did she really? And Nikki's like, she's talking to Casey about CJ. She's like, I gotta ask, have you had sex with him?
I think she would see the dailies. She's a producer on the show.
I know, but
I know.
And Nikki's like, well, when do you decide to sleep with one? And she's like, and it's just, I just love her as a host because she's like,
she's great.
She's like, do you think I could get a touch? And CJ is like, yes, I could.
Yeah.
Like CJ's just, I want to fucking hang out with CJ.
I love her. Super open. Like she's being herself on camera. Yeah.
She's, you know what it is? She's not in her head. I think she's more in the moment of the show where I think Nakia, the reason why she falters is she's so in her head and overthinking everything she's doing.
Yeah. And Sarah's kind of in the middle.
In the middle. Yeah.
I will say, well, I would disagree with you. I think the other two women besides CJ are at a big disadvantage because there's not a lot of ways.
But I think a lot of women watching this show, I think we relate to CJ because CJ behaves a lot like a gay man, which makes sense because she was raised by two. But I think a lot of women that listen to our show, that watch this show are like, damn, I'm in Nakia. I am in my head.
No, I agree with you.
Anyway, let's talk about elimination night. It was good. And now I want a Whopper.
They're talking about, Nikki says, well, Ryan is no longer with us. He's had a medical emergency. He's fine. They're all like, who?
Yeah, they literally make fun of it on the show of who's Ryan.
And people are like, yeah,
it's amazing.
Well, and that's actually one of the faults of the show. Because there are 24 men, we don't get to know anybody except for maybe 10 or 12 of them, kinda.
There are
So,
too many guys, I think.
I
it
think
should
it's
have
a
been
problem with the show.
I think like 16 would have been a way better number.
Plenty.
Eight fuck boys, 8 nice guys.
Maybe it would not go on long enough.
Wait, I
though.
can't believe we just said there should be less men. Something Poodle and I have never said. Bring on the boys.
Yeah, I'm thinking I've been having too much sex. That's y'all. If I say something like that, know that that's Bizarro me.
That is.
I went to the Bizarro world, and Bizarro me has come back to the real world.
Poodle's about to smell Cajun shrimp and pass out and die.
I know, and if I have weird facial hair, know that that's my evil version from Star Trek.
Yes.
So they're talking about the Colin kiss question, blah blah blah, and all the Jared's fighting. But now, y'all, let's get down to it. Nakia says, "I want to nominate Kevin and Jamie for elimination. It's between Divs of the bottom two."
Yes.
And Jamie never got past calling Nakia toxic.
Never.
And
not Nakia. He called CJ toxic.
You're right.
But Jamie's really hot. It's a shame that he got put in the bottom. But yeah, he fucked that up.
And Kevin, she said, you haven't really made an effort. And the funniest thing is, Kevin doesn't even speak. Just shakes his head because we've never heard Kevin speak.
Mm-hmm.
CJ is putting up Matt and Mark. And Matt, he said, this is there were 2 times you were on my team, and both times you went to Sarah.
Yes.
And I kind of don't think this is a reason to eliminate someone. I mean, if she picks him,
yeah,
I think that is a very petty thing to do.
Well, it brings up though, and we're going to see later what happens when one woman wants to eliminate someone else that somebody wants on the show, and so Matt talks and he's like, "You deserve more. I will be better."
He completely admits it that that's what happened.
But he does say, he's like, "But I don't think Mark is here for love. I think he's an Fboy." And everybody goes, "What?"
They're like, "You mean a fag boy?"
What? Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, yeah, that's it."
Yeah. And Sarah wants to eliminate Fernando, who we really don't know at all. And she said Chris, which is true. She nailed it with Chris. She said, "I can't figure out why you're here."
Like what we said. And she knows it. There's something about Chris that doesn't compute to her at all.
And Chris says, "I'm here to find a fiance."
Which sounds so fake.
Poodle, who's going home? Who does Nakia choose?
Nakia chooses Jamie.
Oh.
CJ chooses Mark, who she's like is already in the friend zone. We know Mark wasn't long.
Yes. And Sarah chooses Chris. And I went, what?
I know. And CJ goes, "Wait, what? What? No." Y'all, and I don't know if this was discussed, but all of a sudden, she vetoes it.
She says, he and I have a lot to talk about. It wouldn't be right for him to leave.
Boy.
And that's when Jared
talk about
said,
giving away the game.
I know, and that's when Jared said,
now
he's the mole.
He's got a target in his back.
He's the mole.
So, y'all, I'm really interested to see. Anyway, before we go on with this, so Nikki says, we have to choose someone else to eliminate. So the women are like, are you okay with you sticking with yours? And they're like, yes. Nakia says yes. Sarah says yes. I'm not changing mine. So CJ goes, "I'm so sorry, Matt." So both of her picks leave.
So
and Sarah's like, "Okay, I'm okay with that."
And Sarah says, I'm okay with that. So
wow.
So we're gonna find out. Matt, did you think Matt was a nice guy or Fboy?
Nice guy.
So did I. Turns out he's a nice guy.
Yep.
Okay.
I was right. All 3 of these too.
Jamie, nice guy or Fboy?
Nice guy.
Thanks for saying you're all right now and ending the game that we play, you asshole. That's the whole fucking game. But Poodle, if Poodle's right, he's got that teacher's pet that's to say, "I'm right, teacher. I'm right.
I'm right."
I get that.
No, I've missed one. I said we both missed one. We both missed Charlie.
Last week, we missed Charlie. This week, I was right on Jamie as well. I knew he was a nice guy.
Yeah.
Mark, y'all, Mark, I was wrong. I thought Mark might be an F-boy, but
No,
he's a nice
guy.
I
Nope.
almost said nice guy, but I just thought, I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know if that bravado thing he has is because he's gay or maybe because he's an F-boy.
Oh, I'm winning.
We're not competing.
Everything's a competition.
So, y'all, and Nikki's like, great. Y'all let go of 3 nice guys. Way to go, ladies.
They're
Good job.
like, ugh.
And then we're like, okay, that's the episode. We're done. And Nikki says, wait a minute, Matt. Since you were so easy to spill the dirt before, anything else you want to say? And y'all,
fess up. Sing my angel of music.
Ooh, he's a fuck boy.
Y'all, he basically says, well, Garrett basically told me, or basically said when you got back from that none of the women are really that big of a deal to write home about. And everyone went, oh, y'all, it's just mugging.
And that he'd rather that he would also be messing with LA hoes.
He's got a bunch of LA hoes.
He said he wouldn't. He said he wouldn't look at you if he was back home.
Right.
And
then he says Garrett's got a girlfriend.
Oh wait, he also said Sarah's not ready for a relationship.
Yes, and he said that Garrett said that, and then and also Greg has a girlfriend, y'all. He's just like, this is full on Crucible. I saw Greg in the woods with the devil. I saw Garrett in the woods with the devil.
So Craig has a girlfriend. Garrett has a girl back home, and Sarah said,
he said Greg, not Craig. Well, that's Beard.
And so Nikki says, well, Garrett, do you? And y'all, Garrett,
this was sweet.
Totally is caught off guard. He's like, well, no, I don't have a girlfriend. I mean,
not really. I was seeing someone.
Somebody.
I mean,
not really
for like 4 months.
And
but we decided to go on a break.
And then Nikki said the best question. And she said, what do you think 4-month girl is thinking right now?
Oh, he was speechless.
And Garrett said, and he said, well, I would say that she's probably hurt for sure. And then Sarah and CJ are just like, stop talking. And then y'all, they walk back and Sarah's like, I'm done with him. I can't. And she's like, I'm so angry right now. And CJ's like, I'm angry for you. And then this is what only thing I had issue with. They play that song before he cheats, but it's not Carrie Underwood.
No, because they couldn't get the rights to Carrie Underwood.
So you're telling me they could get Whitney Houston and John Legend,
probably,
but they couldn't get Carrie Underwood's before he cheats?
Or they might have wanted just a different type of cover. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I'm so ready for episode 4.
That's the show, y'all.
Ooh. Oh, tell me you wanted to watch the next episode.
It's out tomorrow.
It's out tomorrow. But didn't you want to immediately watch the next episode?
Oh, yeah.
It's probably good because you would have watched it and then you would have fucked up in this coverage and talked about it.
Yeah, I would have dropped some spoilers, probably. Yeah.
Y'all, that's the show. Speaking of dropping, we got to get out of here because Poodle better drop it like it's hot tonight. It's time, Poodle Boudreaux. Get it done.
Y'all, you can find us on Twitter at Reality Gaze Pod. You can find us on Instagram at Reality Gaze Podcast. Come at us on Cameo. You can find us too there.
Yep.
Anyway, that's
the show. Y'all,
that's the show.
We're going to tell you, keep on. I think 3 episodes drop on the 5th. We're going to do them as soon as we can. And then we'll be sure to put those out for you. And remember, y'all, if you live in the Los Angeles area and you're an F-boy,
come fuck me.
Come fuck us. Come fuck us. Bye, y'all.
Fuck me.